All right, we are live. Welcome back to the Red Zone Report podcast. I'm here with Jackson and Grady.
What's up?
There's actually a surprising amount of people who got paid, a surprising amount of news, and we're gonna also go over the division winners. So, starting off, we're gonna have a nice little game of overpay or underpay for the first time since free agency ended. Jamal Adams got paid a little over $1 million on a 1-year deal to the Titans. What are y'all thoughts on that?
I don't
You
think
said a little over $1 million.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily over or under. I think it's right about where it probably should be.
yeah.
yeah.
Because it's just 1 year.
You can't really go wrong with 1 year.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
right about
Jamal
where it should be.
Adams, he's been on the decline. On the Titans, Grady's camera's off.
I'm
The
sorry, my
Titans just got rid of Kevin Byard, so Jamal Adams should be like a replacement to him.
It's a good pickup for him, but
Yeah,
yeah, but I don't think he'd be necessarily Kevin Byard's replacement because he, in no world, would ever play the free safety position.
yeah, but like more like a bridge safety kind of thing.
yeah.
I
I
would-
mean, you
if I was-
lose a really good safety, you get a pretty good one in return
Right.
for very cheap.
I'd keep him I'd keep him in the box a lot if I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, I'm just saying for like the safety position in general for the Titans, it is pretty weak, and Jamal Adams kind of helps it a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving on because Jamal Adams' thing is kind of okay. Tyson Campbell, 4 years, $76.5 million. He is the highest paid non-Pro Bowl cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I honestly think that's deserved. He's a really good corner, but maybe a little bit of an overpay. But to keep a corner of his quality, you're gonna have to pay him the big bucks. So they went out and got him, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. Maybe a little bit of an overpay, but I mean, it's pretty much exactly what Grady said. Grady nailed it.
Yeah, like being the highest paid non-Pro Bowl corner, you can only be overpaid or properly paid. I think I agree with both of y'all. A little bit overpaid. Moving on, Christian Darrisaw, 4 years, $113 million to the Vikings. He is a tackle, if I'm not mistaken, a right tackle, and he's been really good for them, and he's pretty young. So,
Y'all want to go first?
You go ahead, Grady.
Okay, so to me, he's a franchise tackle. I think that's actually an underpay. I think he's a great player. And so, young, I think that's the price for him.
is he lagging on your end, Jackson?
Yeah, he is. Is he on yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
Am I good now?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, my bad. So basically, I think it's an underpay. He's a franchise tackle. He's like 23, 24. And I think he's just a great player. So I think that's an underpay. But good for them.
Yeah, he just turned 25, and he's been good since he got in the league. He's played amazing and probably one of the best young tackles in the league, I'd want to say. And so I think Grady nailed it. Maybe a little underpaid. I think personally properly paid, but I think Grady nailed it.
So as far as overpay underpay goes, I'm not very familiar with the value of offensive linemen and like how much they normally get paid, is like how the good ones get paid versus the bad ones. But all I know is Christian Darrisaw has been very good since he's been in the league. So I just think it's a good pickup by the Vikings.
Well, I would
Vikings,
think,
right? Vikings?
yes.
Yeah.
But I would also think the offensive lineman's a highly paid position because it's the most important.
It probably is. I just don't really know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Currently, off this one random site I just looked up, Christian Darrisaw is tied for the highest paid offensive lineman in the league with Penei Sewell.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, like I said, he's really good. You can't really complain. And also, who else are the Vikings going to pay other than Justin Jefferson? You know, they don't got a quarterback to worry about yet.
Yeah, McCarthy in a couple
Rookie
years.
deal.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about Darrisaw's contract ends right when McCarthy's contract would start as well, because rookies take 4-year deals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Moving on to the two ones that everyone's probably waiting for. It happened today. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 years, $212 million. He is currently making $53 million a year. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Overpay.
good Lord have mercy, overpay. I mean,
Like, I think Tua is a good quarterback, but
He ain't that good.
that's like giving Dak last when he re-signed that same contract that he got. Basically, they just had to kind of keep him, but he wasn't really as good as people say.
I just don't think for how much he just got paid, I don't see what all he's done for Miami
I agree.
to get paid that much. I just don't think it's all deserved. Now he could definitely earn it these next couple years, but he's got to do something with him in the playoffs
Yeah.
if he wants to, in my opinion, earn that extension.
Right.
Yeah, Tua, he's got a lot of question marks. They haven't obviously Dolphins in the past couple of years. They made the playoffs twice, and Tua, he was injury prone in his second to last year. Last year, they were good, but they only won, or they only beat bad opponents. They couldn't win when it's cold. They couldn't win against couldn't win against good teams. And people are going to say they beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys can't win against good teams either. So
Right.
Like,
beating the Cowboys is not a special achievement.
Yeah.
Unless it was in the early 90s.
Yeah, like Tua, he hasn't really proven much, but then again, it is the quarterback market. Everyone's looking for that new highest deal. And is it deserved? Absolutely not. I think top 5 highest paid should go to the top 5 quarterbacks logically. So Tua's not even close to the top 5. So Is it deserved? Absolutely not. But does it make sense? Yes, because in 4 years, that'll be like the 8th most highest paid quarterback.
Yeah. And I think that'll play into this next one a lot too.
Jordan Love said, "Screw you, Tua. I'm a one-up you, getting paid 4 years, $220 million. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I mean, that puts Jordan Love, who just had his first real NFL season, as the tied for the highest paid quarterback in NFL history in terms of yearly salary. That's absurd.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's the quarterback market now. I promise you he is tied for the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. He will not have that title before this offseason ends. I am willing to bet.
Who's left for the quarterback paying?
I actually don't know, but
I don't think anyone's left. I don't know for sure.
Oh, well, in that case, he won't have that next year.
Yeah. Or Jordan Love, not even a full year. I mean, really, from what I heard, he was only good like the last 9 games. They just went on a crazy comeback. They were like 2-5 or something. They just like went up. So really, it was only like 10 games. Which, I mean, I wouldn't risk for like that amount of money. You could argue that's like a Linsanity run potentially. Like you wouldn't want to risk highest paid quarterback.
That is putting a lot of faith into a guy who sat on the bench for what? How long did he sit? 3 years?
3 years.
2020. So yeah, 3 years, and then played 1 full season. That's putting a lot of faith in your guy.
Yeah.
4 years.
He's got a whopping 10.
I think it's a little bit overpaid, but I really think he has the potential to be one of the top quarterbacks in this league from what we saw this year. And I think he's a franchise quarterback. So they're keeping what they think their franchise guy. So I think it's a little bit of an overpay, but it's not as bad as Tua's.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as bad as Tua's. But it's just the fact that it's the highest paid, and the dude has had a whopping 10 quarterback wins to show.
Yeah, we also have to think of – wait, what were you going to say?
It's like only like 10 QB wins to show for like that ridiculous amount of money. So like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm probably going with
And
definitely.
maybe that at least some of that money can hopefully he gives some of that money to his parents so they can get decent seats to one of his starts this next season.
Yeah.
All right, next up
Hopefully
on
better than the upper nosebleeds at Arrowhead.
Yeah. Next up on the list of things, Kadarius Toney is allegedly taking running back snaps now for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, my thought process is the dude can't catch, but he's still quick, so might as well hand him the ball instead of throwing it to him.
Exactly. I actually think that's a good move.
Yeah.
Will it result in anything? No. Will be their fourth-string running back, and
he'll end up just being like their slot wide receiver or something.
Yeah,
I don't really see anything coming out of this, but it is definitely a story.
It'll be entertaining.
Definitely interesting. It's a Kadarius Toney type news.
Yeah, it'll be entertaining to see Kadarius Toney. That might honestly be why they kept him and dropped MVS, Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Well, I'd rather have Kadarius Toney over MVS because at least Kadarius Toney can move.
Yeah.
Because they both can't catch. At least Kadarius Toney can run routes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the image of Joe Burrow's new haircut. I'm about to. We can't get copyrighted.
What?
Joe Burrow's new haircut. What are your thoughts on it? Rate it from 1 to 10.
A 3. That looks like a soccer boy haircut.
Looking on him, that's a 1.
He's the new Slim Shady.
That's a 1.
He's the new
but I mean, over this next season, he will get down to business. I will say that. I mean, the real Slim Shady's finally standing up, at least.
Until he goes down because
let's just hope he doesn't lose himself in the gauntlet that is the NFL offseason.
Yeah.
And First Take with Stephen A. Smith.
I give this like a 7. This is tough.
Ishan, say that.
Wow, you think the white guys would give it a 7?
Say that face, please.
No, it's probably like a 4.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
The real Slim Shady will stand up, but then he'll also fall down 50 times because the Bengals O-line is. Sorry. So yeah, that's it for the recent news. There's actually surprisingly a good amount of recent news for today, which we haven't been able to get this entire year or this entire summer. Moving on, the question of the day. Lately, players like Brandon Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb, they've been holding out, awaiting a new contract. Even though they're still on the team, they still need to play. Should players be fined or suspended by the league for holding out from training camp?
Yep.
Yes.
Actually, no. Here, I'll tell you why. It depends on the player. If the player isn't older, I think above 30, then I do not think because the old players need the most rest possible that they can get. So I think anyone above the age of 30, it should be optional, or they shouldn't get fined or suspended. I think anyone below 30 should get fined or suspended.
No, I disagree because does anyone really skip these training camps to get rest instead of try to negotiate new deals?
Or yeah, that's true.
In my opinion, the only reason that any player skips the OTAs or the mandatory training camps is because they're trying to get more money. They're trying to negotiate deals. At the end of the day, that's why you hire agents. Hire your agent, have him do that for you. Your job is to play football. That's what you need to be doing in the offseason is playing football and getting ready for the season. It's just unnecessary drama. I think they should absolutely get fined by the league. And if they go, here's how maybe if they miss 1 or 2 days, that can be okay. Third day, they should start getting fines. The fine should increase the more days they miss. And if it gets to a point where they miss 2 or 3 weeks straight, a 1 week suspension or something.
Yeah.
Because their job is to play football. This prevents them from doing their job.
Yeah.
And it prevents
like-
their agents from doing what an agent is supposed to do, which is negotiate for them.
Yeah, and you got you got players like they're acting like they're not on the team still. Like you're on the team, you need to play another year. Like it's not like the off
Right.
season you're still
It's
like
not like
part
you're a
of the
free
team.
agent. You're not a free
Yeah.
agent.
Like you ain't a free agent. You're still a part of the team. You still got to play another year. That's in your contract. And also like from like a work perspective, because like NFL is technically work, even though you're living your dream, it's still technically work.
It's a job.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
still a
career.
job.
Yeah.
And like in the workforce, like people they just won't get paid for that time. So like if you make like a year-long paycheck or something and they let's say miss like a week or two, just don't pay them, because like why should they deserve it? They didn't contribute anything to helping the team.
I don't know if that's how professional sports contract works, but that's where the fines would come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
You just fine them for however many camps they miss.
Yeah, and Grady, for your point of the whole like 30-year-olds need a rest and stuff, what teams generally do as like a rule of thumb is like the star players and the older vets, you don't hit them as much. They don't just get into that as much. They mainly do like drills, and it's more like wrap ups with like the better, like the superstar players and also like the older players. So they've already kind of solved that. It's not like it's a rest issue. It's just they're too lazy or they're too stubborn.
But the bottom line, they're still there and they're still working.
Yeah.
Like holding out is just it's stupid and it's bad for the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's just like a whole drama fest. Like, oh, where's this player gonna go? Where's that player gonna go? Like, he's gonna sign.
Your job as a player is not to negotiate your own contracts. Your job as a player is to play the game. Your agent's job is to negotiate your deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, now that we've addressed the elephant in the room, ESPN listed their top 100 players of the 21st century, and then they also released the top 25 NFL players of the 21st century, but I only got the 12 because they released it too late. The top 12 goes Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald, Peyton Manning, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, J.J. Watt, Ray Lewis, Aaron Rodgers, Darrelle Revis, Ed Reed, Charles Woodson. So who's the most? So what are y'all's initial thoughts on that?
Would you mind, like, if possible, could you pull up a picture and put it on the thing so it's just like look at it?
Yeah, I'll type it up.
I remember all of those names.
And what is the list? Are these the greatest players of all time?
The top 25 or what? Top 25 or
top 12?
15?
Top
12 players of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Top.
Just so you
Top
know,
12 players of the 21st century in the NFL.
just so you know, someone hijacked the chat. Someone else is in the chat besides us three.
Then that's okay. No, that's the live stream chat. No one hijacked it. That's the live stream chat.
To the one viewer who's probably watching, I actually don't know. I guess Grady's a little bit of an idiot, so doesn't quite know we're live streaming this.
Yeah, it's all these comments are live. All right, so I got it in a very, very professional and very, very colorful Google document.
Oh.
Very colorful.
Oh, that's so colorful.
That's the most colorful Google document I've ever made.
Took some creative liberties with that one.
I had to use all my creative knowledge for that. Use my imagination
You
for
mind
that.
zooming in just a little bit? Sorry.
Oh yeah, zooming in, yeah.
And Ishan, what is this list exactly? I forgot.
Top why will it not?
Top 12 NFL players of the 21st century.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the 2000s.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so what are y'all's initial thoughts on what ESPN cooked?
I mean, so a list like this is hard to do because they're all different positions, most of them. It's hard to rate people that are playing positions. But, like, Tom Brady's obviously number one.
No.
He's the GOAT. There's
Yeah.
no one better than him. But then I mean, Mahomes, yes. For 21st century, I think he's got to be there. Aaron Donald, probably the best defense for century. But then you have back-to-back Peyton Manning, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, J.J. Watt. And then you have Ray Lewis, Darrell Revis, Ed Reed. And then you still have Aaron Rodgers and Charles Woodson. Like, it's a hard list to do because they're all different. It's kind of hard to compare.
Yeah. My thing is more of like how impactful are they in like the 21st century, like how they shape their team and like Tom Brady, right? Obviously, ain't no one gonna deny that. Peyton Manning, Mahomes, in my opinion, is closer than a lot of people think. Aaron Donald, he's the best defensive player. And then it's also like J.J. Watt versus Ray Lewis, but then you also have to think Peyton Manning and Ray Lewis, if I'm not mistaken, both had like 2 to 4 years cut off because it is the 21st century. So you got to give that bias, which is why
That's true. Yeah.
With Calvin Johnson, which is why also J.J. Watt's above Ray Lewis, because I think Ray Lewis's career is pretty much better than his J.J. Watson. I don't know if it's too close.
Yeah.
But then
Revis Island, Ed Reed.
Yeah, and then like you look at like Randy Moss, like he was drafted I think in '96 as well, but like that's 4 years cut off. But then Calvin Johnson, he's played the entire. So it's more like it's kind of like the hard cut line makes it a little bit more confusing to properly rank it. But who do y'all think is the most underrated person in this?
For me, I think it's Aaron Rodgers. I think he should be above Ray Lewis, J.J. Watt, and maybe Calvin
Jackson.
I think he's
I mean, you can make that argument because I mean he had the back-to-back MVP.
Yeah,
right?
He's had 4 MVPs. He's had 4 MVPs.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, underrated on this list. It might be Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I don't know if there's a better answer than that on here.
Yeah.
Keyshawn?
I don't know. The most underrated, in my opinion, probably Ed Reed. I think Ed Reed was like there's like few players from the 2000s that people were genuinely like scared of. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, those are like the ones that scream out. And then Troy Polamalu also, I have no idea why he's there why he's not there now that I'm thinking about it. Troy Polamalu should be in this list.
And we can probably think of some others that should be on this list as well.
Yeah, there's like I think Troy Polamalu is probably better than Charles Woodson, you know.
I think he definitely is.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude was
Ed Reed.
No, not Ed Reed, but I think he's better than Charles Woodson.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't want to put 2 safeties there.
And now that I'm looking at it, he's only played 11 years, but like he's still like freaking insane. Like people were genuinely like scared of playing these players. Like no, like I'm sorry, like with all due respect to Charles
Pat
Woodson.
McAfee fear.
Just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only man Pat McAfee's ever feared in his entire life.
Like with all due respect, like people like with Charles Woodson, people knew like, okay, don't throw his area. Obviously, you know he's one of the best corners for like 10 years, right? But no one was like scared of him. You know,
Right.
Like they were with Troy Polamalu, the Ed Reeds, the Lewis.
Polamalu.
Yeah,
Right.
I think.
But then
Polamalu
honestly,
is better than Woodson.
I think this list should be not just 12 people.
Yeah, I think
That's my opinion. Because, I mean, you could put someone like Brian Dawkins up here. I mean,
Actually,
there's some other people you can put on this list that there's just not enough room for.
ESPN did make a top 25. I'm going to try to see if I can pull that up real quick. They did make a top 25, so we can have some fun with that.
I just think it's a weird list just in general to just discuss because
Yeah.
they're all different positions. It's hard to judge who should be above who.
All right, let's see. I'm going to share this instead. Have a little bit of fun. Oh, we're not sponsored by any of these guys. Tom Brady, okay. Mahomes, okay. Donald, okay. Manning, Moss. Okay, so you got the standard, right, people? And then Rob
12?
Gronkowski at 13.
Gronk. Okay.
No.
Travis Kelce at 14. Breeze. Okay, I actually wanted Breeze in the top 12. I think Breeze
Drew Brees.
is
Yeah.
underrated. Paul 16. Below Breeze and Kelce, I don't know.
Not below Kelsey. He shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think Kelsey's a little overrated just because like the recency bias and stuff. But like
I
that's
think
how
he-
a lot of
I think
people is.
he's. Yeah, 100%. I think he's overrated.
Yeah. Brett Favre, Peterson. Favre? No, yeah, that checks out. Because like actually, thing is with Brett Favre is most like over like almost half of his career was in the 90s. So it's like kind of hard to properly
Favre? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like over half that dude's career was in the 90s. He was drafted in like
Yeah,
93.
that's weird.
That's because like I don't remember him doing anything crazy in the 2000s. Like no Super Bowl. Let me see. Yeah, he
Do a
was
lot of-
drafted in 90. He was
I
drafted in
just think it's
91.
a weird. I just think it's a weird list in general. I don't really
Yeah,
like it.
Adrian Peterson, Strahan, Tomlinson, and Falk. I don't even that dude. That dude retired in 2007 at least because he went to the Hall of Fame in 11.
Who?
Marshall Falk. So he only played like 7-8 years because he
Oh.
went to the Hall of Fame in 2011.
Well, basically, what I'm saying is anyone who played in the 2000s, I think, is what it's saying. Their
The
entire-
Payman's above Mahomes in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But it's recency bias.
Yeah, Joe Thomas is underrated. Tony
Thomas is
Tony
right.
G under
Under Gronk?
and Kelsey.
No, I think Kelsey's better than him, but
Okay, see, we could rank positions. Tony G is better than both of them.
yeah,
He's-
he's probably the best of all
He's
time.
the best tight end of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's it. That one's probably the only screamer that comes out. All right, hopefully y'all did y'all's homework because now we are
Oh,
going
God.
to be gritty. Did you not do the homework?
No, we're in the
School don't
summer.
start for another week and a half, dude. I ain't trying to do homework. What you want?
We're gonna be predicting division winners, so hopefully y'all wrote that stuff down.
I didn't write anything down.
I don't
All
know.
right, so we're all winging it. Starting off with the AFC East, who do y'all think is gonna win the division?
Hey,
I don't even know the teams. Y'all are gonna have to tell me. the teams.
Buffalo, Miami, New England, and New York Jets.
Okay.
Um,
Can I put a hot take in?
it's either Miami or Buffalo, but
Can I put a hot take in?
please.
Or yeah,
If what's his name? Aaron Rodgers plays against for the Jets, I think they will finish second or first in this division.
Oh, I didn't think about Aaron Rodgers being back. I didn't even.
Yeah, I think I think it goes Buffalo, New York, Miami, and New England.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's probably Buffalo's division to lose. But I mean, it's that is a close division. If Rodgers plays like we know he can, that'll be a tight division.
yeah.
But my guess would be Buffalo.
I'm thinking Miami.
No.
I just don't know if
'Cause,
Tua. I just don't know if they do what they did last year and they lose to the good teams. I don't think they'll have enough to.
Yeah, I think
I think with Buffalo,
Especially with the Bills and the Jets with Rodgers.
Buffalo's lost so many players though. They're like a wild card essentially. They're like a wild card in how good they are because like they lost both their safeties, 2 wide receivers. You know, they've lost a lot of people. You know, they're some of the D line, Tre'Davious White, center. Like I'm just going through them and like there's just
But they got the greatest player of all time on their team. Did y'all forget about him?
Joshua Patrick Allen.
No, Keon Coleman, bro. The Florida State.
Like it's like
For the
It's Josh
viewers,
Allen, and
he's a
then, like-
Seminole fan, unfortunately.
yeah.
We played college football 25 with him. He did not start screaming the war chant. It was infuriating. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Like Josh Allen, like like lost 2 stud wide receivers. Now he lost
I
like
didn't even think
3
about
D
the fact
line,
that they lost Diggs
lost
and
3
Davis.
star secondaries,
Von
lost I
Miller.
think a starting outside linebacker. I don't think they've lost Von Miller yet, but he's pretty bad now. Like they've lost their starting center. They've lost so many players. Like I can't take Buffalo serious yet just because of how many people they lost.
I'm not gonna lie. Before we did this, and before you just said that, I completely forgot that they lost Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs,
Oh yeah.
plus others. So I actually am going to go with the Dolphins for this. Because I forgot how many players the Bills lost.
Hot take, and this is what I was gonna say.
I guess that's why you told us to do our homework.
Jets are going to be the number 1. Miami is going to be 3, and Buffalo is going to be number 2.
Okay.
I think it's obviously
We haven't even mentioned the New England Patriots one time.
yeah, no one's
I
mentioning
don't
the
think it's
Patriots.
necessary.
They got Drake May.
It's the 3. It's like a start bench cut. Bills, Jets, Dolphins. I think they're all probably gonna go like 11-6, 10-7 area. You got the Dolphins at 1 because I did my homework. Bills or Jets is close.
This is your stream. I'd hope you do your work.
It really depends on how Rodgers plays.
Yeah.
It'll all hinge on that. If he
Like-
plays like we know he can, if he continues to play like he did at Green Bay, they're going to be second or first. They'll be just fine.
Like the Jets roster is better than the Bills.
And if he plays like we know he can, he'll prove to y'all why Garrett Wilson is an A-tier wide receiver and not a B-tier.
Yeah.
The Jets are like the Jets on paper are better than the Bills, but it's a question like if Aaron Rodgers can come back from injury. He's done it before, but now he's in a 40-year-old body. Like,
But you
I don't
also,
know,
they have a great quarterback behind him. So
who is
Zach
that?
Wilson.
Okay, even more. Actually, I think he's on the Broncos now.
Grady.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Zach Wilson is now the third string on the Broncos.
Who's their
Which
backup
to
now?
be a third string on that team is
His backup is a good question.
abysmal. He's third on the depth chart.
The Jets quarterback room is looking like Aaron. Oh wait, hold up. Wait, why is it actually kind of tough? Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, and Jordan Travis in the third string.
Jordan Travis. He'll be the string quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers gets injured, they're gonna win that Super Bowl.
I should not have said that.
You really shouldn't have. You
It's
just
Lauren-
just
Maybe another
Nice.
Florida State.
I'm probably gonna have to give the edge to the Jets. On paper, they do have a better roster. They didn't lose their entire half their secondary, half their wide receivers.
I'm still gonna give it to Miami because I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm giving Miami first,
I
but
just
second
don't
I think would be
know.
Jets. I think second would be Jets. Like
Yeah.
it's funny. I'm looking at like the list
But
of
then
like
again, we could all just be completely wrong, and Josh Allen could just take the Bills to the promised land and just win the division.
or
with
Drake
no
May
way
could
around it.
or Drake May could recreate CJ Stroud and just like tear up the league.
They don't have enough to recreate CJ Stroud.
I mean, they didn't have enough
Stroud
before
at
CJ
least
Stroud was
Nico
there.
Collins and Tank Dell.
But really, who were they before CJ Stroud?
Not
Tank.
awful.
Like,
They were
no,
just overshadowed by Davis Mills' giraffe neck.
Not true, Jackson. They're both rookies.
No, Tank Dell was a rookie. Nico Collins was just
Collins wasn't.
He
Tank
wasn't-
Dell was.
Nico Collins just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I'm like looking through the Bills, like I'm looking at the Bills Wikipedia page and it's showing the departures. It doesn't even fit on my screen.
Right.
Like how many people they lost. It's unbelievable.
That's gonna be the Cowboys next year. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the AFC South. Who's winning that?
Oh God, stinker.
Who's what?
AFC South or NFC?
AFC South. So that's the
Oh,
Tex-
okay, that's actually a good division.
that's a good
That's
division.
Texans, Titans, Jaguars, and
Colts.
Colts. Yeah, I think it's CJ Stroud's division to lose. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
it's the Texans' division now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
yeah, it goes Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Titans.
My only thing with like the bottom, I think the Texans are winning the division. They've gained Stephon Diggs. You know, they proved it last year. My
They,
one
and
thing
they,
is
they
though,
only got better this offseason.
yeah, exactly, with Stephon Diggs and
Right.
friends. My one thing is that the Jaguars, Titans, and Colts have so much like untapped potential. Like their upside is insane. With like Anthony Richardson, he showed lots of flashes as a rookie. Who was on the Colts, or no, not the Colts. I'm blanking.
I'd go as far to say that division has easily the highest potential of any division
Yeah,
in the league.
I
Because,
agree.
I mean, you have the Colts that you've seen flashes with Anthony Richardson. I mean, they've got decent weapons behind him. JT, you got Michael Pittman. I mean, he has stuff to work with. The Jaguars, we've seen what they can do if Trevor Lawrence plays like we know he can. Titans, I mean, we don't really know about Will Levis yet. He showed flashes, he showed downsides, but the potential's there. And then the Texans are just
We've already seen their
Stephon
potential.
Diggs. They got Joe Mixon too, which people
Yeah.
Don't count the Jaguars out, though. Don't count the Jaguars out. They're good.
Oh, I'm not counting the Jaguars out, but I just think the Texans are too good.
Yeah,
I think the Jags are a playoff team. I just think the Texans are too good to let that slip.
yeah. Like when you look at it, like Will Levis, he showed flashes, and the Titans also only got better, just like the Texans. Like the Titans probably have one of the best free agencies in the league. They got Tyler Boyd. They got Calvin Ridley too. Granted, they overpaid for Calvin Ridley, but they still got him. And Jamal Adams, which we talked about earlier, and L'Jarius Sneed as well. Like they got a squad.
That's true.
Like
That's
they
true.
could.
It just depends on Will Levis.
I think it's the Texas division to lose, like y'all said, but any of those three teams can surprise you.
The Titans just hinges.
Won't do anything.
But the thing is, all three of those teams, four of them honestly, hinge on the quarterback, and I think Stroud and the Texans are the only one that is the only quarterback that we've seen consistent, nearly elite level ball.
No. Anthony Richardson.
Well, yes, but how many games have we seen from
Yeah,
him?
he only played like 6 games.
We saw like nearly a full season from Stroud. We saw like what, 3
Oh,
games?
Okay, I thought you were talking about Levis. My fault.
But I was talking about just all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he did show a lot of flashes before he got hurt, and they forced him to play hurt as well.
Yeah.
Like they were like 8-3 up until he got hurt. Like, and Trevor Lawrence was easily like top 10, top 8 quarterback at the time. It's just the Jags didn't have a good situation when Trevor Lawrence got hurt, so they put him in, and it tanked his ranking.
Yeah.
What, man? Oh, no.
Moving on, Grady is having technical difficulties. We got the AFC North. That is the Bengals, Bengals, Ravens,
Bengals.
Steelers, Browns.
Yeah. Dude. Honestly, if Joe Burrow's healthy, I'm taking the Bengals. I mean, it's either, in my opinion, the Ravens or the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's actually really close now.
This is why y'all should do your homework.
I mean, the Ravens, they have, but I mean, the Ravens also lost a couple of those really good defensive weapons. Like they lost Roquan Smith to the Steelers. They lost who's their other linebacker, Patrick Queen.
Oh wait, Patrick Queen's in the Steelers. No, they kept Roquan, lost Patrick Queen.
Oh, they kept Roquan, lost Queen to the Steelers.
Wait,
I mean, they lost Patrick Queen.
did they lose both? Why am I blanking?
They might have lost both.
Oh,
I think they did.
He went to the Bears.
Roquan Smith?
Yep.
That's
No,
right.
Roquan Smith used to be on the Bears. He's on the Ravens still. Okay.
Oh, he still is.
So Queen went to the Steelers.
Lost him this year.
Queen went to the Steelers.
Okay.
I know Queen went to the Steelers. Oh, okay. I thought they
Yeah.
lost them. Huh. Okay. But
They also
still.
lost Geno Stone to the Bengals.
Oh,
really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they added Derrick Henry, who's a name that needs to be
Oh, God. I
Remember.
forgot about that.
Derrick Henry.
He's washed.
They
Shut
lost
up,
both.
Brady.
They lost both their running backs. Who else did they lose? They lost an offensive guard who's solid.
What?
Then they acquired.
I'll tell you what, that Ravens offense is now the biggest nightmare for any defensive coordinator.
Yeah, like it's like a
Because
double-edged sword.
you run the read option with Lamar and Derrick Henry. How are you stopping that? And then if you run a couple of those, all you got to do is drop a play action. I mean, the versatility for that offense now that they have Derrick Henry, a legitimate weapon at running back, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because last year they didn't really have a set running back. Like they didn't really have a weapon. They just kind of had a couple guys that, I mean, they did okay, but they didn't have like that X factor weapon at running back. Now they have one of the most dominant power backs in football with with the most elusive quarterback in football. That's a scary combo to go up against.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So the AFC North, the real question is, we're taking off the Steelers and Browns because I don't think anyone thinks that they're going to win the division. Bengals or Ravens?
Ravens.
I think I'm going to go Ravens, but I'm not counting the Bengals out by any means.
I think the real Slim Shady is going to stand up. The Bengals are going to win the division by a game. I think they're going to go like 12-5, 13-4. The Ravens are going to be like a game below that. Joe Burrow, dude's out.
That division will be within 1 or 2 games.
Joe Burrow's out for redemption. He's gotten hurt. Well, he got hurt last year, the year before they lost to the Chiefs, which he's never supposed to lose to the Chiefs, apparently.
Yeah,
and like Joe Burrow's out for blood. And they got Geno Stone from the Ravens. Like, granted, they lost Joe Mixon, but like, do you really need a running back with those 2 wide receivers out there, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
Well, every team is a running back.
Yeah, obviously, but like
they don't have T. Higgins. T. Higgins went to the.
No, they franchise tagged T. Higgins.
Oh, Tyler Boyd went to the Titans.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd left.
My bad.
Who is their running back? Hold up.
The Bengals?
Yeah.
JP Ryan. I actually have no idea.
Zach Moss and Chase Brown, Travion Williams, and then
Nice.
Zach Moss is tough.
I like Chase Brown. He's good.
All right, so what's the
Chase
next
Brown?
division?
Yeah.
Next division is the hardest division to ever rank, the AFC West. I think the Chargers are going to win this division.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I think the Chargers are winning this division, man.
Stop it.
Jimbo Harbaugh.
They got Aiden O'Connell.
I am never betting against Patrick Mahomes ever again. The Chiefs are winning the AFC West.
Do y'all remember this take
But
2
they
years
also
ago?
have no competition in the AFC West. It's the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Broncos, and what's the last team?
The Raiders.
Wow, that's so much challenge for Patrick.
I think the
Mahomes.
Raiders got this, man.
Yeah.
Man,
Aiden O'Connell's going to take him to the promised land.
Exactly.
Do you remember?
Broncos, they're going to run out a reach at quarterback with Bo Nix. They're going to run him out week 1. I mean, he's number 1 on their depth chart. They're not going to be very good. The Raiders haven't been very good for a pretty long time, and they still aren't. The Chargers lost. Do they even have a legitimate wide receiver 1?
Devontae.
Hey, Lad McConkey's tough.
The Chargers, Grady. The Chargers.
Yeah. McConkey.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they got Lad McConkey. Okay.
Josh Palmer, I think, is their wide receiver 1 right now.
That's horrible. The Chargers aren't going to do, like, Herbert's amazing, but he has nothing around him. Like, they don't have enough, and they don't have the defense to do anything.
Did Eckler leave too?
Yeah,
Yes,
Eckler left.
too.
Oh, God. Yeah.
They lost every single competent offensive weapon that they had.
Yeah, Chargers don't have
except
anyone.
for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
But there's no contest for the Chiefs in that division, in my opinion.
I think the Broncos got this. Bo Nix, Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign. We got to start that. No, the Chiefs. The Chiefs got that.
No, but I think he might be good. He's
Bo
great.
Nix?
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
He's gonna be better than Aiden O'Connell.
That's not saying much.
Aiden O'Connell's a superstar. What are you talking about?
Granted, what starting quarterback is worse than Aiden O'Connell? He might be 32.
Yeah.
What starting quarterback is worse?
Yeah.
Sam Howell. Sam Howell sucks.
Sam Howell's no, he's not. He's not. He's a backup.
Oh, he's a backup to who?
Geno Smith.
Jay Daniels.
Jane Daniels is not worse than Aiden O'Connell. I'm taking Jane
No,
Daniels over.
I think that's the starter on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's worse than Aiden O'Connell. I think he might be
All
the
right,
third.
I think we can go ahead and move on because,
Yeah.
I mean, the AFC West, it's just a joke of a division besides the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, the Chiefs are a part of that joke. They ain't making the playoffs. The NFC East. Who's winning the
Cowboys.
NFC East?
Cowboys, Philly, Washington, Giants.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going 10 to 12 wins. The Cowboys are going 9-8 or 8-9. The Cowboys are placing second in the division. The Eagles are winning it.
Yeah, I know.
The
Yeah, I
only
got
chance
the
the
Eagles.
Cowboys have it making the playoffs is the 7 seed, and I'm saying that now.
Nope. I don't even think they're going to make it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if the Cowboys make the playoffs, they're the 7 seed, and if they're not the 7 seed, they're not making the playoffs.
I got the Eagles winning the division also because of the NFC East course. Like last time we had back-to-back division winners was like
What,
03,
2000.
03, 04 with the Eagles, like before any of us were born, and then some. The Eagles, they got Saquon Barkley. They made their correct adjustments. My only issue with them is Sirianni's a little too impulsive. Like if you lose 2 or 3 games in a row, you drop a couple, then Sirianni might just like impulsively just like fire the entire coaching staff, like he's done like 3 times in the last 2 years or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys, they're floating. They haven't sunk yet. They're half sunk, half floating.
Yeah.
They're like that one scene of the Titanic when you have
McCarthy's the worst coach in the NFC.
and like it's
He's not good.
the Cowboys are like the Titanic, I've seen where it's like up vertically. They haven't fully sunk yet, but they're right there.
Yeah. Just get rid of Dak.
Yeah, and then I agree. Commanders are easily better than the Giants as well. Although the Giants, I think, have the Commanders' number, so that'll be interesting. Kind of.
Yeah.
I am curious to see how the Commanders do with Jaden Daniels at the helm. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
do I think they will be in contention for the first place in the division? No.
Yeah, definitely not. Next up, the NFC South. Jackson, play it.
Okay. Wait, you want me to what?
Or like you said something about the AFC South and you thought it was the NFC South.
Oh, yeah. Stinker! Probably the worst division in professional football. I mean, you have the Falcons, you have the Saints, you have the Buccaneers, and the what's the last team?
Buccaneers, Saints, Falcons, Panthers.
Panthers. So Falcons are going to be not very good. Panthers are going to be, depending on how Bryce Young does. But
Wait, who'd you say was not going to be that good?
anything like he did last year, they're going to be horrible.
Who'd you say wasn't going to be that good?
Falcons. I mean,
They got Kirk Cousins.
uh,
And they got a new coach.
Yeah. The Falcons actually might
get a new coach.
I think they're going to be
Falcons are my pick to win the division.
Yeah, easily the pick to win the division.
They got the coach who is not as dumb as Arthur Smith. He knows he knows that he should start Bijan Robinson. They got Kirk Cousins. No more Jonnu Smith jet sweeps. Drake
Kyle
London.
I'm
Kyle
not going to
Pitts
lie.
can get
I
a role.
completely forgot that they got Kirk Cousins and a new coach. I
Darnell
just
Mooney.
completely forgot about the entire offseason. So, screw me. But
But even on defense, that secondary is nasty with AJ Terrell and Jesse
see, I don't know
Bates.
if it's that easy of a decision because the Buccaneers can be freaking good.
Who do they have?
But Baker Mayfield, he was not bad at all last year. They got good receivers. They've got a good defense.
Mike Evans is an A-tier receiver. Wait,
yes.
A-tier?
They have they have pretty much the same squad they did last year.
Yeah, Chris Godwin's not that good though.
I just think that's close between the Falcons and the Buccaneers.
It is close. It is close.
I'm going to give it to the Buccaneers. I have faith in them. I think they're going to be better than the Falcons this year. But
I'm giving it to the Falcons just because like everyone said for like last 2 years with the Desmond Ridder and Arthur Smith like freaking like art like villain arc that what the Falcons need in order to be a legitimate team is they need a quarterback and a head coach. They got a head coach who isn't as dumb as Arthur Smith, which it's pretty hard to be. And they also got Kirk Cousins, who is obviously better than Desmond Ridder. They are going to easily win the division, but the Buccaneers will keep it a little close. They're going to keep it close.
see, I don't think they're going to easily win the division.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, the Bucs were a playoff team last year.
Yeah, but like
You can't.
But
Baker Mayfield doing that again? You trust Baker Mayfield to do it again?
They knocked out the Eagles in the first round.
The Eagles lost like 5 of their last 6 games up until that. They were practically like a lottery team.
Doesn't matter. They did better than the Cowboys last playoffs.
Again, when did we ever say being better than the Cowboys was bragging rights? We said it when Tua got
That's
signed.
true. Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
But I'm saying they're not a bad team. Like, you can't count them out. I'm going to give them the benefit. I think they're going to win the division. But you can't count them out. It is not going to be easy for the Falcons, especially when they have an entirely new system with a new coach and quarterback. It's going to be a little difficult for them to get in a rhythm, I feel like.
When the
I think the Bucs are going to take it.
when the Texans were on a new system with CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryans and they made the playoffs.
That's true.
Like, new system doesn't mean that the team's going to suck for a year. Then
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't mean that they're going to be unbelievable too.
They're going 13-4.
Yeah, they're going 17-0, winning the Super Bowl. Screw them Chiefs.
First undefeated season ever since Dan Marino.
All right, next up, this one I think is tougher than a lot of people are going to give it credit for. The NFC North.
To me, Green Bay.
Oh yeah, this one's tough. Lions, Packers, Bears,
No.
Vikings are last.
Vikings.
Vikings.
I agree.
Well, Vikings are last.
Who's their quarterback?
Who?
The Vikings. I forgot.
JJ McCarthy or Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold's apparently playing better than him.
Oh God, that's not a good sign at all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are last.
Maybe I'll write about handoff merchant.
I think, honestly, I still think it's the Lions division to lose, but it's a lot closer than it was last year.
Yeah, especially like
Jordan Love coming into his true sophomore season as a starter.
you got the bag.
He got his bag. He was pretty solid last year. He's got potential to be very good. And then this Bears team is not even I wouldn't even call them the Bears. It's a completely different football team than last year. Everything has changed. Their quarterback, running back, all of their wide receivers.
They got DJ Moore still.
Didn't they get a new coach too?
They got DJ Moore. Did they get a new coach?
I don't know.
They had DJ Moore last year, but
no, they have the same coach. They have the same coach. I think the Lions are going to win this, but the thing is with the Packers, they literally just recreated the Lions thing that they did in 2022. The difference is the Packers made the playoffs. The Lions had to do something ridiculous to make the playoffs.
yeah.
Like the Lions are probably like they're obviously like number one, but like the Packers, they went on like an insane run, like I said. Now this could either be like a Linsanity run, like I said, or the Packers could be legit, and it's probably going to more be the second one.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be really close between them two. The Bears, they might shock some people. I feel like they're going to get some wins against some random good teams that they're not supposed to win, but they're also going to lose some games that they're not supposed to lose. I think they're probably going to go like
that team.
Like it's Caleb Williams, so it's a rookie quarterback. They're going to win games they're supposed to win, or they're not supposed to win. They're going to lose games they're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Like probably Bears 8-9, 9-8. Packers 10-12 wins, Lions 11-13 wins, and then the Vikings are the Vikings.
Yeah.
Last but definitely not least, because the leader owns us, the NFC West.
Who's in that?
The 49ers, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Rams.
So the
49.
Niners are going to win that division.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be necessarily too close.
the NFC West is underrated.
Oh, I know. The Rams are a very solid football team.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Who should they have besides those two teams?
The Seahawks.
Seahawks and Cardinals. Cardinals lost Hollywood Brown, but they got Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm excited to see how he does. I think that's your offensive rookie of the year, but
Or Malik Neighbors, maybe. He's a.
He's on the Giants. He already gets attacks.
I think it's
He's got
going to be
that
Marvin
monster.
Harrison. But I mean, Seahawks, didn't they lose Geno Smith?
No, they kept him still. He's still there.
They
He's going.
Didn't they? No, they didn't draft a quarterback.
Like I said with the Cowboys, with the Seahawks, the ship is half sunk. It's like the
Dude, I'm not
Titanic.
gonna
It's
lie.
vertical.
All four of those teams have the potential to be pretty solid in that division, but I think the Niners just roll away with it like they did last year.
Yeah, I agree. The Niners
I
are.
think they just pull away early and just never look back.
Yeah, the Niners
That's
are
the kind of team the 49ers is. They don't slip up. They don't
Yeah.
make those kind of mistakes.
the Niners are like a clear first. I got the Cardinals at second and the Rams at third, but I think they're gonna have like the same records. Probably gonna be some sort of head-to-head stuff. And then the Seahawks are gonna be last. The Seahawks just didn't get better while every other team in that division got better.
Yeah.
You know, like
Did
Cardinals.
the Cardinals necessarily get better?
No, but they got Kyler Murray and they got Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, they got Kyler Murray back. I mean, they got Marvin Harrison, but they lost their number one to get him, or not to get him, but in exchange, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the Niners are just gonna steamroll the division.
yeah,
Right.
they're just gonna pull away and not. They're your one seed in the NFC. It's
Grady.
Yeah, I agree with y'all, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to be second. I think the Rams will be second.
I think the Rams will be second.
I'm
Yeah.
a little biased. I think the Cardinals are gonna be second. I think it's a toss up. It's definitely really close, but
I think
don't
honestly,
sleep on the Cardinals. Like
No, I
with-
won't sleep on the Cardinals. All four of those teams have potential to be very solid. It's just
yeah.
I think the Rams are just
the Cardinals
the
are
Rams
just
are probably, if the Niners weren't in that division, you want my hot take of the day?
okay.
You put the Rams in any other division in the NFC besides the North. You put the Rams in the NFC East or the NFC South, they're winning both of those divisions.
Think the Rams are better than the Eagles?
Yes. I think they're a more well-rounded football team than the Eagles. Yes, they
That's
are.
take and a half.
I think the Eagles had too many problems with their secondary last year.
Also with the Rams, Aaron Donald retired.
That's true, but
Yeah, but you also have
You
to
stop
remember
and Saquon.
now they're
I
three.
didn't say they'd run away with it. But I said they'd probably win because
No, but also you have to
we saw what
remember
happened with the Eagles last year.
Jackson. Also, the Eagles drafted two, I would say, first-round corners in Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell. They also got them, who I think both
They
will
did
be.
have a good draft.
Yeah, they had a great draft.
The Rams got who the Rams get? Jared Verse.
Yeah, Jared versus
Didn't they get? They got the.
He Donald.
Who was the really good running back that we could have gotten, but didn't?
No.
Not-
Blake
Benson.
Corum.
Blake Corum.
Corum was went to the
They
Rams.
got Blake Corum.
Who
So
did?
they got a really good running back class.
The Rams got Blake
The
Corum.
Rams got for him. Yeah,
Yeah, they still have Daryl Henderson.
Kyron
No,
Williams.
sorry, not Daryl Henderson. Who's
Kyron.
their
Kyron,
Kyron
Williams.
my goat.
Saquon's better though.
They still have
Yeah.
Puka Nacua. They still have Cooper Kupp. Matthew Stafford can still play. Pretty solid.
Is he better than Jalen Hurts?
Probably not, but
Okay,
That's
good.
close.
I mean, it is not too far.
Yeah.
It's close.
The Eagles are still better than the Rams, I think. But like back on the West,
That's close.
Mm.
It's close, but
it'll be
yeah.
a one-score game. It'll be a one-score game.
yeah, it would be.
Back to the West, wrapping thoughts. The Niners went running away. The Cardinals, they just have something. You know, like last year, let's be real now. Like who's keeping track of them last year? They had Josh Dobbs at the quarterback helmet. God, who knows who else. Like Clayton 2 might have gotten a start probably. They got Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison back. And they got Trey McBride, who's on the come up, as well as a really good running back core. Buda Baker staying there. You got a few other players who are there who can make an impact. I think the Cardinals second, but y'all can say Rams, and then Seahawks are going to bottom feed the division.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
They also got the greatest running back we have ever seen,
Okay, that's going to be it.
Trey Benson.
Wait, who's
That-
that Trey Benson?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals,
Oh.
Florida State.
That's going to be the end of this episode. This is what this dude does 24/7. Grady. He does a stupid ass war chant. That's gonna be the end of this episode. I'm signing off with Jackson and Grady. We probably aren't gonna post. I might next week because Grady's out of town, but we'll see. And yeah, that'll be it. Bye.
See you.
See you.